Whenever you see an extremely rare build name in NBA 2K26, your first thought is probably one of two things. One, did he make that build for, the purpose of it actually being good, or was he just trying to finesse a cool name? And two, if the build is bad, you're probably thinking, did bro seriously waste $100 on that build? And if you're wondering why I'm bringing all of that up, it is because I'm going to be showing y'all how to make the Rim Tyrant build in today's video. And not to spoil anything, but the badges on this build are pretty goddamn immaculate. And by the way, this isn't even fully maxed out. Like, just look what we are working with. God damn. Now, getting straight into the build creation though, the first thing you guys are going to want to do is make this build a small forward, 6'10", 201 pounds with a 7'4" wingspan. Now, before we actually go ahead and put in any attributes, I do want to quickly clarify that I am making this build with the thought of 8 cap breakers in mind. I have 2 from specialization and then 6 regular ones. Some of you may have more than me, some of you may not have any, and I will show a no cap breaker version of the build later on in the video. So if that is you and you are interested, just stay tuned for that. But to start this thing off, we are going to go with a 66 close shot. Which, by the way, there's not really anything special about a 66 close shot. It was just going to get forced up by our driving layup anyway, which is going to a 76. This is very important because if you set up the build exactly how I do, driving layup will be able to be cap broken one time from a 76 all the way to an 80, which is going to get you, silver physical finisher as well as silver float game and just a lot of decent finishing badges overall. So you want to leave this at a 76. Then for our driving dunk, we are going with an 82. This seems like a really weird value because we don't get contacts, we don't get any of that. But here's the thing. You set it up properly, this can be cap broken 5 times to get all the way up to a 93. Now I'll show you guys that on the build at the end of the video because I do have it at 99 already. I'm not capping or anything like that. You are going to need to set up everything the way I do though, because certain things in this game are weird. Like you could change your mid-range shot and it might affect your dunk cap breakers, like how they're set up. It's very, very strange. For the standing dunk, we are going with a 65. I do wish it could have been a little bit higher, but standing dunk is pretty expensive on 6'10 plus players. And, we still get things like pro basket rim pulls and, some decent dunk packages overall. Post control, we are just going to bump up to a 46 because it was going to get forced up by some other things anyway. Then for our shooting, we are going with an 83 pointer and a 74 free throw. Now, trust me, for you fives players, you can absolutely knock down everything with a 74 free throw in this game. It is more than good enough, especially if you know your free throw animation. The only thing I do kind of regret is not having more mid-range on this build with, how good fades are in this game and whatnot. But I will say this. For those of you who do want mid-range, it is very easy to cap break this later on because one cap breaker brings us from 70 to 75. So that is really good value. And then I think after that, it's like a +4 and then a +4. So 3 cap breakers would max us out, which is really, really good value. So just keep that in mind. You aren't stuck with, a 70 mid-range forever. For our playmaking attributes, I went ahead and went with a 71 pass accuracy. In my opinion, that is the best value in the game, unless you want to be, throwing lasers. Then, 76, pretty solid. Or, 82, you get Cade Cunningham pass style, gold dimer. Like, there are some good values there for sure. But 71, because we need to save attributes and we want to be able to pass the ball good enough. That is what I went with. Then for our ball handle and speed with ball, I went with a 70 ball handle and a 68 speed with ball. These are both pretty cheap on a 6'10", and in my opinion, it's not really that worth going past this. I mean, you could go 71 if you want bronze handles for days. I mean, that's up to you guys, but going all the way up to like 78, in my opinion, it's not really worth it because all the good dribble moves are at 65, 70. Doesn't really matter. I mean, you're not making this build to be the primary ball handler either. Here is where things start to heat up a little bit though. For our defense, we went with an 84 interior, an 84 perimeter. That way we get things like, gold off-ball pass, silver challenger, immovable enforcer. Unfortunately, we aren't going to get on-ball menace because you have to be 6'9" or shorter, which I think is really stupid considering we are going to get pick dodger, which it's very weird that you get pick dodger on a 6'10", but not on-ball menace, but who cares? That's neither here nor there. Then for our steal, we are going to go with an 84. Now, before you say anything about, oh, I mean, you only have to go with a 79 for, silver glove and a 73 for, silver interceptor. In my opinion, the higher steal rating you have is always going to help because it raises your pass perception. Pass perception is a hidden stat tied to your steal, but it affects how good you are at stealing passes on top of having interceptor badge. So I always try to put steal, on a big man build as high as it can go, even if it's not meeting, a certain threshold. Then for our block, we went with a 94 as well. Now the thought process here is right away, since I only have 8 cap breakers, I'm putting 3 on block to get it to Hall of Fame paint patroller, and then later down the road when I get more, I can +5 interior and then, finish off block at a 99. That way we get legend paint patroller and also, legend high flying denier, which you guys are going to see with, our physicals a little bit later. Then for our rebounding, we are going to go with a 70 O board and an 80 D board. It seems like it's not that good, but trust me, when you pair that with having an 85 vertical, like we are going to have on this build, you can definitely snag on people. And I will have a video coming up of the gameplay on this 610 build. But like the rebounds I was getting with only an 80 board and that 85 vert were absolutely ridiculous. Enough glazing the build though. To finish off the physicals, we went with an 81 speed, maxed agility, and a 72 strength, which I clearly messed something up because my post control is a little bit too high. We need to lower that to, a 46. And then upgrade this to a 72. And the build is done, just like that. Now, the thing is, if you go with an 82 speed on this build, you will lose the Rim Tyrant title, and you'll actually get something like, let me just put it in real quick just so I can see. It's something absolutely ass. So, like, don't flame me too hard for not going to 82 speed. Otherwise, it's a gritty wing runner, which sounds ass. I'm going to upgrade the speed later on anyway. But you go with an 81 speed and then max out your agility. Then you get the title of Rim Tyrant. So don't play around with that too much because you will lose the title. But right there, you guys are going to see Rim Tyrant. That shit is absolutely tough. Now, as I said before though, I do currently have this build at a 99 overall. So let me quickly show you guys the cap breaker screen for anyone who's curious. I'm not capping or anything like that. When you open this thing up, driving dunk can really be cap broken to a 93 with only 5 cap breakers. And then block, interior defense, like I said, down the road when I get 7 more cap breakers, which I plan on playing this game a lot this year because it is one of the best 2Ks we've had in a minute, I will get 99 block, 99 interior. But, mid-range shot, you cap break this 3 times, you're at an 83 midi. Really, really good value. Ball handle, if you want the 78, you can cap break it twice. Like, the cap breaks on this build set up very, very nicely. Oh yeah, not to mention the layup, like I said, 80 after 1 cap breaker, but, you keep looking at it, +3, +3, +2, +2. You can get the driving layup to a 90 from a 76. The value on this build is absolutely insane when it comes to the cap breakers. And you know what? Even cap breaking something like Passac is not too bad of an idea because, you get 74, 77, 80, 82, and then just like that, Cade Cunningham pass style. Or if you want to take it all the way, you get an 84. LaMelo Ball pass style. Like, you have some very, very diabolical options with this build. The only thing I wish is that 2K let us have the 82 speed without being called like a gritty runner or whatever. That shit is so ass. But either way, I mean, that can easily be fixed with 1 cap breaker. Moving on from the cap breakers though, I do want to show you guys what I am currently using all of my max +1s and max +2s on. So for the badges on this build, I am using my +1 on, rebound chaser. I think it is very good because we only have, silver rebounding badges. We need to be the best help side rebounder that we can be. Then we have silver immovable, just pretty good value there. Hall of Fame set shot, gold lightning launch, so we can move pretty damn well at 6'10". Then I have, legend high flying denier, silver physical finisher, legend posterizer. And mind you, when we get absolutely everything on this build, we are going to have legend paint patroller, legend high flying denier, legend posterizer. Like, it is going to be absolutely disgusting. I mean, shit, honestly, if they fix on-ball steals, we could also have Hall of Fame glove right here, which would be very, very disgusting. So look out for that. Obviously, like I said, on-ball steals, not good right now, but if they get, buffed in the future, that would be a disgustingly good option. Being able to rip guards at 6'10", kind of nasty. Now, with all that being said, that is pretty much everything I wanted to show you guys with the Rim Tyrant build in today's video. But if you recall correctly, I said I was going to try and lab something up for 0 cap breakers. I lied. Well, I didn't lie. I was trying in the builder for about 30 minutes, and I don't think it's possible. If you are making, trying to get the Rim Tyrant build with, things like contact dunks and things like that, it's just not possible. Like, I'm sorry, boys. I tried everything. You bump anything up pretty much, and you just lose the title. Like, I tried going for the 89 dunk. It's like a high flyer. It's just, you can't. You genuinely cannot do it. The absolute most you can lower interior and block to is an 80 and a 90. But if I put up driving dunk to an 89, like, you guys are going to see, like, 80 layup, 80 driving dunk, we're just going to completely lose the name. We're going to get something like a two-way high flyer or something, or a gritty something. Yeah, shot erasing high flyer. I could not find a single way to finesse it. Maybe there is some, like, forbidden fruit type of method that you can use, but if you want the name Rim Tyrant, you're going to have to just thug it out until you get some cap breakers. I hate to say it, but that's just kind of how it is. Anyways, though, boys, that is pretty much going to be everything that I have for today's video. If you guys did find it, useful and enjoyed the build, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, as well as left a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. It's been Gravelly. Peace.